pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did you have copies for the public on that? Okay. Guess you weren't expecting too much of a crowd. Good evening. On tonight's agenda, first of all, we're going to open up the public hearing for the proposed changes to the building permit fees. We have up front here copies of that. If anybody that wants to comment on them or has any questions. Well, we've got that meeting open, just so people know. Selectman Johnson will be joining us a little bit later. I would like to remind everybody that New Ipswich has the Memorial Day observance on Sunday, May 21st. And Ollie Nemi, who's the chairman, has issued this letter, which I'd like to read so that everybody can be familiar with what's going on. On Sunday, May 21st, the town of New Ipswich will hold its observance Memorial Day. As in years past, there will be a morning and afternoon parade and observance program. The morning parade will form in Smithville Center on Gowen Road at 9:30 a.m., stepping off at 10 a.m. The route will be from Gowen Road, left onto Page Hill Road, and right onto Binney Hill Road to the South Cemetery. Since the Taylor Bridge is closed after the morning observance program at the South Cemetery, the parade will reform and proceed left onto Binney Hill Road and continue to Page Hill Road to the center of Smithville. The parade will continue on to Smithville Road to the bridge. The waters will be decorated at the Smithville Bridge, and the parade will then proceed to the center flagpole for the conclusion of the morning observance program. The afternoon parade will form at the Congregational Church at 12:30 p.m., stepping off at 1 and proceeding to Center Cemetery. After the observance program at the Center Cemetery, the parade will reform and proceed down Main Street to the Soldiers' Monument. Following this ceremony, the parade will reform and proceed to Memorial Field and disband. Refreshments will be provided to the parade participants. So hopefully we typically have a very good turnout at that Memorial Day observance, and hopefully the weather will be in our favor again this year. Mindy Buxton has provided us with a memo just so that everyone is aware that on May 23rd at 9:30 a.m., USA Karate is offering all New Ipswich residents a free self-defense class as a thank you for inviting their program to our school. She suggests that you call ahead to save your spot, and you can contact them at 603-532-2400. I think that does it on great. I think when Tim gets here, what we'll have to also decide is which one of the selectmen at each one of the locations will speak on Memorial Day.
In reference to that letter, and I should have probably brought it up a little bit sooner, I've been asked if the selectmen would consider opening Taylor Road for foot traffic, so that the parade could come back that way. It would be an easier route, and then the auto traffic could just go back Binney to Page.
How do we break up the parade?
Well, and that was the question. It was, there might be two automobiles in the whole parade, right?
Well,
Where I'm going is there.
Did we get, I thought Tim was gonna see if they could get the old fire
That's what,
pumper in there.
I talked with David, actually, he's working on getting it running, he's got a battery in it, he's gonna put some air in the tires, but,
Okay, I'm thinking
I don't
there's
know if
him,
it-
and then there are usually a few of the veterans that are in
yeah.
cars. Then
It was
the
just, it was
police
asked
and-
of me if it was something we could do, and I said I'd mention it, but I guess with it only being, well, it's this weekend,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's,
Well, maybe if the bridge isn't open next year, we can consider it before.
Yep.
The parade, so.
take care of that. When Tim comes, we've also got Lieutenant Abel coming, and we're going to be recognizing National Police Week here in New Ipswich. We also need to schedule dates for continuing the review of the CIP and dates for the department head performance evaluations.
You have the safety manual on here, David, is that,
We're waiting for Becky, I think, on that.
Yeah, she said she would work on it.
okay.
Yeah.
Is there a draft, or there is a copy already, and
Yeah.
we're modifying it?
I think we had gone through it and modified it, and then she was
She's
gonna put those
Fine-tune it,
modifications in, yeah. The other item here, and we can discuss it when Tim comes, but he had asked about checking on the 1966 vote on the funding of the capital reserve account. Regarding the $2,000 each year for capital reserve replacement fund for replacement of fire trucks when the trucks are 20 years old, or take action there too. And it did say, the town meeting cannot authorize future years appropriations, so take that into a capital reserve fund, so that should address that issue. While I'm opening up my notes, do you have anything, Joanne?
I brought copies of the evaluation form that he has.
Okay. Okay, this is, the form that we've been using for the, department heads for the last few years on their evaluations.
I don't have anything other, I do have one item, that I need to do a non-public.
Okay. The other item I had down here, did you get a chance to check with Peter about an RFP for the sill replacement at the old town hall?
Mhm.
Did Jessica move forward with the records retention proposal?
They're coming tomorrow.
Wow, that was quick.
Mhm.
And did DPW get squared away with the garden club on those planters?
Yes.
Okay. Did the Heritage Commission get the access to the buildings they were looking for?
I haven't heard either way. Has anyone been in to see you for a key? The message was relayed that they have permission from the selectmen to go in at their leisure, so.
Oh, so they're not going in as a group,
No, the timing was, well, I can do it this day, I can do it that day, so
okay.
that's why I asked if they could just come and grab the key.
Can you put on the agenda for next week? Because one of the things I forgot to look at was that draft contract that Meredith had sent out for us to review.
How you doing?
Came from another town. I forget what it was. Good evening, how are you? Good. Good evening, Tim.
Hello.
Your timing is
Impeccable.
almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
We've already covered everything in the meeting.
I was just making a motion.
Yeah. But I don't know if you wanna follow through on, I'll let you follow through on that,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Since it was your idea, you are the liaison for the
No, I'm not.
police. Jay is.
I am the liaison, but this is the first I've seen of this. So,
We're all good with it though?
I'm good with
Yeah,
it,
I'm-
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Fine with it,
yes.
Okay.
I replied to your email, I didn't know if you
I sent it this morning. I was
Okay.
at work and
Yeah.
then I was on the road. So.
work it.
You guys-
We've gone through,
Know everything?
we opened up the public hearing for the permits.
Mm-hmm.
We've advised everybody about the Memorial Day observance and the parade and the timing.
Okay.
What we need to do is decide who's speaking at which one of the,
I'll take the
Memorial.
Veterans Monument.
okay. You wanna do the morning and I'll do the afternoon?
sure.
Okay. The legal inquiry you had asked about on that,
Oh, okay.
1966,
Yep.
is that
I'll look at that.
town meeting can't authorize future expenditures, on a capital reserve account, it's gotta be every year.
Okay.
So that was their response.
Oh, okay. I'll.
Yeah.
It doesn't answer my question, but my question was: is that are we obligated to replace it at 20 years? That was my question.
Oh, not the dollar value.
Not the dollar value. My question was: is that does this article mandate that once it becomes 20 years old, we must replace the truck? That's what I was looking for clarification for. Because that truck is, what do we figure, 30?
But if you don't have the funding in the capital reserve account and get the voter approval,
You can't.
you can't. You know, so if you put it before the voters to expend the money and they say no. This we haven't talked about yet. This is a notice from Mindy about USA Karate offering New Ipswich residents a
Yes.
free self-defense class.
Mhm.
And I handed out just more for Jay's.
this
This
year?
is a sample of what we've been using,
Yep.
so.
Actually forgot, I have a note in my car to introduce that, so,
To introduce,
like I wrote down notes besides
Oh.
proclamation, just to.
you wanna go get your
Yeah,
notes?
yeah,
Sure. You wanna give me that, like, actually,
Same thing.
you wanna sign them?
Yeah. I don't know if you wanna let them read through it and just kinda pass it down.
So you'll answer that for him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you know if he got approved on that Stearns Burton?
Mm-hmm.
He did,
Did.
okay.
They see, there wasn't a Heritage Commission going to go into the Old Town Hall and then decide, or you still want an RFP for the sill before they get involved?
Yeah, that's what we had down in
Okay.
the,
November 11th, I think it was.
Okay.
I had down last week after we came out of the non-public, going back into public, that to check with Pete about an RFP for sill replacement at the Old Town Hall. Was there a plan of the work ever done? And would Ed Rogers have any info? Have you gone over that with the department heads as far as starting to do the employee reviews?
No, I was gonna ask you if you had anything particular you wanted me to impart. And then I'm gonna get it out to,
And that you can think of that,
I don't think so, I mean, the pool is 3, right? It's the same as last year,
we need 3.
3%. I'll check on that. I'm pretty sure.
It's not 2 and 1 and
Yeah.
You say he left the notes in his car or on his kitchen table?
I'm thinking, where's his car parked? That's the question.
You heard us talking about it.
Somebody actually used the TV?
Conservation like last
Oh.
week, I don't know if
Yeah.
they did or not.
Anybody a pen? Please. I was gonna put a border around this and then put it in a frame, but this works.
We can still do that, you know.
True, true. Pretty pretty sure I remember what I wrote.
Go for it.
As some of you are aware, this week the nation celebrates a law enforcement Memorial Week. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy declared that May 15th would be celebrated as Police Memorial Day. And we here as the Board of Selectmen wish to recognize the New Ipswich Police Department with a proclamation of our own. Lieutenant, if you would mind coming up. The Board of Selectmen wishes, whereas there are approximately 900,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the New Ipswich Police Department. And whereas nearly 60,000 assaults against law enforcement officers are reported each year, resulting in approximately 16,000 injuries. Whereas since the first recorded death in 1791, more than 2,000 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Tim?
I-
20,000.
What did I say?
2.
Oh, I'm sorry. So since 1791, more than 20,000 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty. And whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. And whereas 394 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the Law Enforcement Memorial this spring, including 143 officers killed in 2016 and 250 officers killed in previous years. And whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund's 29th Annual Candlelight Vigil, which was celebrated on the eve of May 13th of this year. And whereas the Candlelight Vigil is part of the National Police Week, which takes place May 14th through the 20th, and whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flags should be flown at half-staff during this week. Therefore, by resolve, the Board of Selectmen formally designate May 14th through the 20th, 2017 as Police Week in the town of New Ipswich, New Hampshire, and publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and the communities across the nation, given under our hand this 16th day of May 2017. So on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, I would like to thank you for your dedication to our town.
Thanks a lot, we appreciate it. The
Thank you.
recognition is,
Thank you.
Thank you guys,
Yes.
and ladies.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate the recognition, we
Mhm.
work hard every year, all year long, we do put ourselves at risk, and obviously a lot of officers have paid the ultimate sacrifice. With that being said, our thoughts should be with their families, and appreciate it, so won't be fun, we appreciate your consideration and
Absolutely.
recognition. Yeah, very nice, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Steph.
So I'm thinking, can you even order from like Amazon.com, those cheap, you know,
No, no,
those
yeah,
frames
yeah,
with the
yeah,
border
yeah,
and just
yeah.
stick that in there, and then
Thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
Have
you,
a good evening.
Lieutenant.
it might be worth having a few of those on hand.
That was
I
good.
think it might be a $10 item for,
You mean a paper frame or a?
no, they're actually like these black bordered frames, and they've got the glass, they're
Okay.
fairly inexpensive.
This is, oh, that's for me, okay.
Yes, that's why I wrote across the top. He said anytime, give him a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I'd like to see if we can get that out for
Well, he's
Sunday.
gonna, he said it's running, he's gonna put air in the tires tomorrow.
Oh, good, good. Well, I gotta get license plates there, sitting in the office for that truck too,
Good.
so.
Can we schedule two things we need to schedule? One is gonna be the dates for the department head reviews, and the other is, to continue the review on the CIP plan. And whereas, next week will be, our last week before we start going every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Like, you know, if we can start on that CIP next week,
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay?
no
Mhm.
issues with that.
Alright,
And then this takes. We did July 1st last year, right? Is that,
that's what I did, was it July 1st, July 30th? It was probably the beginning.
I think it was the beginning is when we
Well, that
made it take
was,
effect.
goes into effect, so we would need to,
So if we don't meet the 30th, we'd meet the 6th and the 20th.
Yeah. so could you schedule those 2 dates? Uh, Will the chief be back for the, after July 4th?
He said July 1st, but
Is when he would be back.
that's what he thought, but
Oh, right.
yeah.
Thinking if you could check with him and if he's feeling up to it for the
Okay.
20th, if not, we'll do it afterwards. I guess we could do. Well, we'll need to meet
Can we?
to go through them before we meet with them.
Mhm.
So you want to go through them on the 6th and then do them on the 20th?
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Okay?
Can you have last year's, or the last ones that we did, just available?
I just,
I don't have much more to go.
Minutes.
Yeah, those, yeah, I haven't read them yet, but if you want to,
Did we read the ones from 2 weeks ago?
I'll tell you in a minute, if I signed them, I did.
Those are
The non-public.
last week's. Yeah, those were last week's.
Did you see the letter? She did draft the letter.
Oh, regarding our decision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Make a motion to accept the Board of Selectmen's non-public session for May 19th, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need to sign the back of that.
Yeah.
Make a motion to accept the Board of Selectmen's minute meetings for May 9th, public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
motion to accept the Board of Selectmen's minute meetings, both public and non-public, for May the 2nd,
I'll second.
2017.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, the other thing I wanna open up was the other item I was speaking with Joanne about earlier, and I haven't had a chance to review it, I don't know if you saw it or not, was, the sample contract that Chief Lund forwarded for, the Rollingsford ambulance. It appears I haven't reviewed it, but it was,
Fairly,
Rollingsford with York potentially. Yeah,
it was more of a basic contract.
much more
Much more
condensed
basic
than the
and
last one.
condensed than the other one
Yeah.
she gave us.
Did you get a copy of that?
I probably do
Okay.
somewhere in the land of electronics.
I didn't get one. I'll look.
I think that is something we definitely need to have a discussion on.
Let me see.
I know Jim and her met today about the contract. I don't know what happened, but
She didn't. I'll forward it to you.
See?
Yeah, she didn't. And even Jay can say he didn't get it for that reason.
Well, I can't,
Forward. Include. And Jay, I don't have you in here yet, so we're gonna have to print this out for you.
okay, that's fine.
But the one that she had given us, I think was from Francistown with Peterborough.
But Peterborough
probably.
was
It
the first
like
one she sent us, yes.
20 pages long, which was very intensive. I'd like to review this one here.
What's this new one? How many pages you
Three.
melted out?
Three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
It gets straight to the point
yeah, it is.
of what they're agreeing upon.
Mhm.
make a note. Maybe if next week we can review it and
Mhm.
discuss that.
you haven't forgotten about the,
Public meeting?
yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
We've left it open just out of due courtesy if we have a onslaught of people that come in. Do either of you gentlemen have anything to report on committees or departments?
Not I.
The other thing that,
Nothing besides what Chief Lund's already given us. Or, I mean, what she's already come in and spoke about, and
yeah,
trucks and those sort
Okay.
of things, so
Okay.
it's nothing that I've been aware of. I know that, we have a request from the pool director.
yeah, we've got that, and we have, this response from Chief One regarding the use of the brush truck
Oh,
at the,
yes, yep.
uh, my only question on that, and I think I know the answer,
Mm-hmm.
but that is a public display, correct?
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Which my understanding is that it's the NHIAA that sponsors it, and
Yeah.
these two individuals that are asking for the permit are both members of
Yeah,
the group, so.
I would've thought
I
if it was a
understand, like,
private
her-
thing that, to send the fire truck up there, I would not have been in favor, but as long as it's open to the public, then I don't have an issue with that. Jay, I see you pondering over
Yeah,
that.
well, I don't have an issue, if these guys wanna donate their time,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, but if we're gonna send a truck to a public event, do we not usually get a detail rate, whether it's public or not? The police charge a detail, correct, if there's a public event, do they?
For example, I'm thinking of the parade, we don't get a,
We don't get
A
a bill
billing.
for it.
Well, that's a town event.
yeah, okay.
I'm just,
Like the school, when they do,
yeah,
that's a public
basketball
thing,
or,
and they do bill the school because the officer's not donating their time.
no, there's also a fee for the cruiser as well, correct? Cause he must have a car.
Guess it would depend on the event.
Yeah, whether a cruise is required or not.
I'm just trying to be fair across the
Yeah,
board.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just, and
Yeah.
that's why I bring up the points I do.
Yeah,
I mean, I look at her comment and like, I understand that, you know, that he is also a member of the department. But she's the one that asked for the detail side of it too.
Correct, and just the week prior, so
And it
that's,
just so happens that he's also a member of the department and asking to use a truck, but where do you draw the line to say, we're gonna give it to these people for free and we're gonna charge these people to have it?
that's where I'm at the same.
and I'm thinking if,
Cause this is a sponsored event through the association, so why would you not charge the private association the detail rate for a truck? For the truck? And I'm just doing the same, I mean, I'm just,
It's not that I want to, but I think we need to discuss it to figure out how do we do this.
how do we do it?
Yeah,
cause we're still paying the town, like, there's still expenses to that truck. Fuel, I mean, I know last year there were a few members that were up there. Besides besides the applicant, so.
can we set a flat fee on use of the vehicle? Should it be for a public event, with donated firefighters on scene? Like
I think what she had provided to us was a schedule of vehicle rates
Mhm.
based on the state
fe-
forest fire or something.
Federal forest.
Federal
Yeah, the
forest.
I
federal.
don't have my copy with me.
Yeah, I don't either, but I know the vehicle was one price and then the rates, which we still haven't agreed to.
Which we haven't approved.
So in essence, we don't even have an approved fee schedule on vehicles.
Well, if we don't have an approved fee schedule for the vehicle, then we can't charge a fee because
We haven't,
we haven't approved one.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm thinking like if it was a event, let's just say the NIAA was not opening it to the public,
Mhm.
then I really have to figure out how they would be obligated to have to pay
I
something.
would believe so too, yes.
But whereas it is open to
It's a
the
public
public.
event, the guys are donating their time, and we don't have a concrete fee schedule. I would say that this time around, it's a moot point until we get a fee schedule in place,
Yeah.
and then we'd have to, at
And
that
then-
point, determine the value. of-
Everybody has to be treated equally.
Yeah.
Correct, and that's,
So-
that's the only thing I'm looking to do, is
Good point.
fair across the
Very
board.
So maybe that's something else we should get is from Meredith, is where she is on those final rates.
Okay.
So at this time, there's no fee.
My only, like I stated last time, last week when we seen this, my only concern was the safety aspect of
Mhm.
ashes and those sort of things.
So we need to sign off on that.
I know I need your pen, but.
Yeah.
Actually,
Losing eye out there.
how are you?
Good idea.
Good.
Well, while we're going on 6:50, and we have had no one come in yet on the public,
I'm not signing.
No?
the public
For my safety
meeting,
reasons.
for the public meeting on the permit fee, updates, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing in regards to the building permit fees.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Based on the public hearing having been held, I'd like to make a motion that we have the permit fees go into effect, effective June 1st, 2017.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So we good?
We're good.
Thank you for,
Can you do me a favor on one
Sure.
of those copies? Can you initial all the pages? I like that because when you have duplicate, when you have multiple pages, that way there, it's. you
But we
have
don't even sign
seen
any
and
of 'em.
approved
Yeah.
all of 'em.
but we don't even have signature pages.
Can you, like this back page, can you just put a, or can we add a signature line in
Yeah,
for approval?
yeah.
And I'm assuming you have this electronically so that we can have this posted on your,
Yes,
Website?
Ari actually had, I sent it to her and she made the corrections of the,
Do you
what
want-
you have in front of you.
Can we
now.
put like initial lines on each page, and then we can
Oh.
initial each page?
the last page.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not
This isn't-
contract.
They're not numbered either, so.
I always do that just in case somebody says, well, you slipped the page in there.
Oh,
David, can I borrow your key? I have to use my office.
Sorry.
I left mine in there. Thank you.
Do we know who the cemetery hired for lawn care?
Have not heard.
No idea.
haven't heard. You say you all set? You
Yep,
are.
I'm all set. I just wanna make sure that it gets mowed, ready to go for
Well, yeah,
Sunday.
I would hope it's.
Can we take a 5-minute recess?
Sure.
Yes,
And then we're going to go into
no,
non-public.
Well, I have a couple of things.
Okay, then we'll stay public.
Did you want?
Yeah.
Can I grab a copy of the fee schedule?
Sure.
I understand.
See why not,
Not
yeah.
technically official yet.
Yeah, it's true, it hasn't been signed off on.
thank you kindly. And if you want a copy of the signed one, I'm sure it'll be within the next couple of days.
Sure,
So,
I'll check in with you.
yeah, just check in with Joanne.
Yeah, then everything's at a standstill, so we're done as far as we need to do.
What did,
Mr.
I wasn't supposed to be above 70 today. I was in Boston, it was 90 degrees. That's where I was coming, I called Joanne at like 4:30, and I was like, oh, I'm still in Boston.
Well, yeah.
Well, I was only supposed to work until 4:30. I took an overtime shift, and I said, "Oh, I'm only taking it because it's still 4:30." Well, yeah, I was out at 5:30. I was like, "Come on." Did Mr. Coffee say anything? Did they meet their fire brigade?
Haven't heard anything from him.
Night.
Have a good night.
Take care. I will, I can call Jim and see if he wants to discuss it any further.
Tim, you're not signing?
No. Should I put something there?
No,
Like
I just
denied or-
didn't, I just didn't wanna miss you.
No. Yeah, I just want to make sure we got one of the same issues we ran into last year with the cemeteries.
And that was shameful because the guy that did it, I don't think he even bid on it this year
No.
because of everything he went through last year.
Yep.
He was just frustrated to the point of, you know what, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. I know the quote that, from the company that we got is, I mean, it's realistic to what it was last year, it was $1,000 a mow. So, I mean, yeah, the overall price is for 10 mows, but when I looked up the breakdown, it's, I don't know.
It's a lot of work. I still think $1,000 is a deal.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Are we going into non-public?
No,
I had
we're
a
staying in
couple
public
things
for
I
right
wanted,
now.
to discuss. Won't take long, I don't think.
Yeah, I wanted to put a border around that frame, because I sent it from work today,
What's that?
this morning, the proclamation.
Oh,
So I wanted to put a nice border around,
Yeah.
what I did was I went and found one from another town that they did it, because the president signed one, but I'm like, well, what can we do here locally?
yeah, no, that was.
And so I found one locally, and so I retyped it, cause you couldn't modify it, like you couldn't change it. It didn't matter what proclamation, all the words were the same, except it recognized the actual town and those officers. I was like, nope, we need to do this.
Yeah, no, that's good. Guys need to be recognized.
Yeah.
The guy in our area, inspector around here, he wants one.
Long days.
What did
It's
you
like
do?
up and down.
Two and a half.
No. 2.5 minutes left.
You're halfway through your fire.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Jay?
We're gonna give you a 2-minute warning.
That's where we were.
I think I kept it under the
Yeah,
5.
We had, we'd advertised for a maintenance man here in the town office. Where are we? We have any applications?
I
Any-
do have a few, and I'm getting them together to bring in.
Okay,
Maybe next week, I should be able to bring them in.
okay, how about, we also advertised for help to landfill. Where are we with
I
that?
haven't gotten any responses to that.
Okay.
Nothing?
Nothing, unless
Uh,
Peter has, but,
yeah.
no.
I thought he had names even from last time.
Well, I can check with him, because
Have
I
we moved
I
that
haven't
to
seen
the
anything.
Top of the list on the website?
Yes.
Good.
So maybe my rotating schedule might have a little merit. Anyway, moving right along. We'll talk
You're gonna
about-
have to elaborate on that.
Well, no, I had mentioned about maybe the highway department will have to have guys rotate through every 5 or 6 weeks at the landfill, so somebody isn't there every weekend. And you would say, well, we're hiring part-time help, but if we don't have anybody apply for the position, kinda hard to do.
But we have the 2 people there now.
I understand, but what I'm saying is, instead of them 2 guys having to work every Saturday,
Yeah.
that's why I was
Oh,
bringing up the possibility of a rotating schedule. I
Is
believe-
everybody down there certified to work? the
Well, that's what I was
position?
just going, are they all certified, and if not, why not, you know?
well, Tommy, Gary, Peter.
Which
uh,
Peter, Somro or,
Samaro.
okay.
I don't think
Herb or
I've ever
Jonathan?
seen Herb down there. And don't think I've ever seen Jonathan down there, so I don't know if they're
Well,
certified.
and that's why I asked,
Yeah.
if we're gonna have to do it a different way, maybe we ought to
Well,
require all of them to be,
if we haven't gotten any, when was the last time that ad was, did we run an ad?
And I know Gary's had it on the board down there for the last,
for months.
for months now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
When people are coming in, he, like the little letter board,
Yeah, he just,
he put it together and.
within the last month, not months,
No.
cause I went down there maybe
Okay.
3 weeks ago and he
well,
held it out.
I'll give you that, it's been a
Yeah.
month anyway,
Yeah.
so. I just bring this up because we haven't discussed them, I'm wondering where we are with all those.
Do we even have applications down there, that if somebody did show up there?
no, they probably send them down.
I know he said that he spoke to 2 individuals and he referred them up here. And I don't think they'd come up here.
Yeah.
So.
So there really isn't a whole lot.
I can check
Well, I'm
with Peter.
just wondering, like, if it's somebody that works during the day and he reverts them here, that they can't come here during the day, but if they're there on a Saturday, and say, look,
It's an application.
yeah, fill it out and send it in.
Yeah, drop it off in the box outside
Yeah.
town hall.
Do
whatever.
we have an application online that you can fill out?
No. There's a PDF file, but you have to print it out. So it's not something you can
It's
fill
not a
out online.
fillable form.
Yeah, it's not a fillable form.
That's something we should look
Yeah.
into and consider.
Do we have a form electronically that we could put on there?
Something you can fill in, you mean?
No,
What-
even if they can print it out.
I think there is one. up
Yeah,
there.
there's one out
Yeah,
there.
There is one of
now.
those there.
Yeah, the
There
paper
is one they
copy
can
that we
print.
have.
Yeah, but
is
there
up-
is one
It's
here?
up
Yeah,
there,
okay.
yeah,
it
you
is,
can print
yeah.
it out.
Okay,
Yeah. You just can't fill it
You
out.
can't
Yeah.
It's not a
fill it
fillable
out,
form.
yeah.
yeah. I'm
Should
sure
we
if
consider
you-
that, filling, one that you can fill out?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. I'm saying anybody that's that savvy, you can fill out even the PDF using the PDF writer, so it's,
Okay. I noticed on, Mr. Johnson's time card that he said roadside repairs to the 13 again. So
What is the 13?
that's the 13, the 2013
Oh,
truck.
okay.
Is there something up with this truck that, he's frustrated, I can tell by reading his time card, that it's like, how many times are we gonna do this? So I don't, is there an issue with the truck that
nothing I'm
we're not aware of? Okay, so we're not
Yeah,
aware.
I'm aware
I'm
of.
not aware.
So maybe we should inquire as to what's going on with the 13. Gary's not easily frustrated, but when he put, actually, he had some little comical ditty in there, but I
I'll have to.
don't remember it. And David, you and I discussed this, just in the office a couple weeks back. Highway department's on Fridays, which, good for the guys on the highway department. But we had discussed the DPW director being here on Fridays, should a subcontractor be in town? I bring that up, to bring it up for discussion.
So we're back to their summer schedule, their 4 10-hour days?
He hasn't come in yet to,
They all
Well,
worked
they're
4 10-hour
working
days
yet,
last
so-
week.
are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on the pad?
Yeah,
But
they work.
I thought we had only, when we discussed it last year, it was only for that year. It wasn't an ongoing approved thing. We wanted to see how it worked out that year.
Without going back to the notes, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you what we did.
But yeah, it looks like it took effect, they all worked 4 days last
May
week.
1st, I believe it started, that week of May 1st.
Is that what it started last year?
I don't know, I don't remember. I was there, but I don't know if it was the beginning of May or not. So you weren't aware, Tim, that was something that was happening this year? I
No,
thought you guys.
and that was the
previous-
question I was gonna bring up, because we hadn't discussed it for this year.
I thought
And
the
then I
previous
noticed
board-
that it was there.
Yeah.
We allowed them to do it last year,
Mhm.
and from my recollection, it was, we wanted to see how the year went. It went well, we let them do it till winter, then they went back on the winter schedule, and we did not have a discussion, we have yet to have a discussion for this year for them to do that.
So Peter had told me they were on the schedule, but I didn't think to tell you.
Okay.
I mean, I thought you knew, I guess.
I know from last year of seeing things, I didn't really see it, me personally, I didn't see a difference then from 5 days to 4 days. I mean, their argument was that they could get more done. But, I mean, maybe you could,
I've
I mean, you were
lived there.
down there for a period of
5
time,
years.
so, I mean, do you feel that you were getting more done in 4 days instead of 5 days?
No. But I will say this, it's a nice little thank you to the guys that work down there, cause in the winter.
Yeah, you go- you could
give
go
up
7
your
days a
whole
week.
life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And, I mean, you're,
I mean, you
You're
think
already-
that beneficial morale-wise, personnel-wise, that
Absolutely.
to have that 3-day
Yeah.
weekend?
yeah, I do. I have no issue with a 4-day schedule, I'll be honest, but
Yeah.
if we have a subcontractor in town grinding roads or sweeping roads or paving roads, I believe the
We need a
DPW director should be
Yeah.
on site, cause we're spending $600,000+ for that.
I mean, we now have a foreman, so,
Yeah, but he's working his Saturdays at the dump,
True.
so. Gary doesn't work, Mondays.
Mondays.
Yeah.
I had down for last year, it had to have happened after May 3rd, because that was the day we met with Peter.
Yeah,
10-hour days approved for the DPW. Requested same review take place concerning winter hours during snowstorms. So I don't know, I don't have anything down about it being for a year or whatnot,
or
but it,
continuing.
yeah.
I
If
know
you
we
like that,
we have a lot of things coming up, so, I mean, I would agree with Jay that somebody needs to be here if there's a contractor here on Friday. I mean, we need to have town representation.
well, we also have, he's got a proposal in from, one of the testing agencies to do the testing inspections, so that would
For
be.
paving.
Yeah, that would be both for the, compaction and for the hot mix asphalt inspections. So as a board, do we want to continue with the, 10-hour days, 4-day week for the DPW? And do you know what his rate, is that through Labor Day?
I don't know.
What day is Labor Day this year?
Is it, the 4th?
4th of September?
Yeah.
And the only other, I guess, thought that I would have would be the weeks that the holiday falls on either one of the 4 10-hour days, and now they're only here for 3 days this week, for that week.
Do you have a holiday in there, what do you have,
So, 4th of July, which is a Tuesday,
Memorial
So
Day,
the-
Monday?
well, Monday.
So then how are they, that's when they need to get 32 hours in, so how do they?
Because they
work
only have
that?
30 hours if they only work
Right.
those other 3
Yep.
days.
Well, the way it's worked in the past, did you put in for, you used your, well, the holiday, you get paid for the holiday on the Monday.
Right.
And you get your,
But is it only for 8 hours? Or is it for whatever
No, it was-
whatever your schedule you would have been
It
scheduled
wouldn't
to
be 10
work?
hours, only an 8-hour
yeah,
holiday. Yeah.
we were paid for an 8-hour day, and if we wanted 40, we had to take 2 personal hours. That's the way it worked in the past.
Right, because otherwise
I
you weren't
believe,
getting your, you weren't getting your 40 hours because you were only going to be here for 3 10-hour days.
Correct. Plus your holiday.
Plus your holidays, so you only have 38 hours that week.
I mean, if they only wanna work, they only wanna get paid for 38 hours, and they don't have to use any personal time. They're still benefit eligible.
Sure, if the employee has enough time to be able to take.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4th of July week, I'll bet you have, there won't be a whole lot going on, because guys are gonna take Monday as a personal day, then they get Tuesday is a holiday, and then they have Friday off, so you've got,
You're looking at a whole,
we got Wednesday and Thursday, yeah.
Do we have anybody scheduled for vacation
Tuesday.
coming up that week? Do
No,
we know?
not, I don't,
But they'll only get a 20-hour plus a holiday.
Yeah, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying, as far as workforce, Dave,
Yeah,
you won't,
yeah.
Yeah,
you-
I mean,
we're
we're
not
gonna
gonna get a
get,
whole lot accomplished.
the weeks that we have
Fourth of July.
holidays on, we're not, the highway department's not gonna get anything, very little done during that holiday week.
that's the only holiday, right?
Really, it is, and,
Oh, Memorial Day.
yeah.
The week of Memorial Day. When are when are they starting to pave? When are we?
Not until, usually it's towards the end of the summer, because they take all summer getting all the culverts in.
There's a lot of them this year, they're gonna be able to get 40 of them, I think that was the number I heard.
Hmm.
That's a lot of culverts. You're gonna replace them all?
And replace them all underneath all the roads that we are paving.
Okay, no, that's, well, I just want clarification.
I just
because-
want to make sure I understood the
Well,
question.
no, not every culvert in town, no,
Yeah,
I'm not expecting
yeah,
that, I'm just
yeah.
expecting all culverts on all roads to be reclaimed will be replaced.
Be replaced, correct.
So I don't have an issue with the 10-hour days, as long
Yeah.
as if we have a contractor come in on a Friday, I would expect that
And
somebody
what was
from
the
highway.
second thing? There was the second thing, and I didn't get to write it down.
Oh, just that my comment was is the holiday, the weeks that we have holidays,
Okay, that's
that
pretty
the
much
employee
just
has
base.
to understand that if you, obviously, you're not working the holiday, if it falls on one of those 10-hour days, you're only gonna have 30 hours, and you're gonna have
Right.
to make up the other 2 hours
30,
somehow.
38, yeah, you'll have 38
You only
hours.
have 38 hours for
Yeah.
the week.
Employees only
That's always the way.
get paid for 8 hours on the holiday.
Yeah,
But obviously that, us letting them do the 10-hour days, those weeks, they're gonna end up losing hours unless they take them as a personal days or vacation hours or whatever they
yeah.
do to make up for their 40 hours.
So, for clarification, as far as a Friday and a subcontractor in town, we want the DPW director on site? Because they have the day off? Are we gonna require him to,
Well, I'm sure then if that's gonna be the case and he's got somebody scheduled on Friday, he'll be working 8-hour days probably.
okay, I'm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that,
You know,
however he does it, that's
yeah,
fine, if he
yeah,
works
yeah.
5 eights, I'm
Yeah.
fine with that, I just,
Yeah.
spending that kind of money, I just think we need to have a representative from the highway department, and preferably the DPW director.
I'm thinking it's good just to have them here, but I'm saying if we're retaining the services of a testing company, they're the ones I want out there.
Correct, I
Yeah.
agree with that, but
Yeah.
I
I'm just
think
thinking if
it's right that
something,
he's here.
you know, if somebody's not having traffic control properly, then he's gonna
Yeah.
be over them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think he needs to be here.
The other, you were talking about highway. Why is highway not picking up the trash at the fire station?
Never have, when I worked.
Yeah, but
No,
that
we
was the
changed that
agreement
this year.
when they
We
got
changed
the
it this year.
when they eliminated the dumpster at the fire
Yeah.
station, that DPW had to pick up the trash. And I understand that at some point, Chief Lund and
Peter agreed. he'd
Peter
pick it up.
agreed
Yeah.
that, well, that the firefighters would take out the trash in the summertime because they were busy, but I don't agree with that because we've put that responsibility on highway and they're being paid to do that. So I know last week, whoever took out the trash around town didn't go to the fire station and pick up the trash. So.
So this is the first I'm hearing about it, so.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
And it's only because when I looked at time cards yesterday, it clicked that,
Yeah.
hey, we're not picking up the trash at the fire station. The DPW.
And you picked that
members-
up by the time card,
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
because
they
they
put
actually
everything else
wrote
on
on
the
the
time
time card where they picked up the
where
trash,
they went.
where they went to pick up trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell them to do that?
And Meredith had,
I'm gonna stop by to see him in the morning.
that was part of, I guess, her argument or thoughts when she presented us that members were going above and beyond and she had members taking
That
out
was
the
part of it,
trash
yeah.
and I said, well, my thought was, we're not paying two people. It's part of the responsibility of the highway department and now you're coming in here looking for compensation for your firefighters to take out the trash when it's supposed to be the responsibility of the highway department, so.
Okay, nothing else?
Yeah, one more thing, and I know this kind of is a thorn in your side as well, double hauling of material. The the 40,000 yards or whatever we have up on the hill, are we gonna continue to add to that pile? I don't think it's necessary. And you double haul anything, you've doubled your cost.
I agree. Now, which one are you referring to?
The
The
pile
stuff from
on
the
back
ditching?
This pile of debris from ditchings
The
and culverts.
ditchings.
And-
So
I
in
mean, we got
past,
138 acres up on the hill that anything should be dumped up there. I'm not sure why we dump anything down here, to be honest with you, whether it be wrap or crushed stone or, because if you think about it, we have the old highway garage with sand and salt. We have the town office with what have you, and then we have the landfill with everything else. So we've got 3 dumping stations here for material that I don't know as if that's necessary.
so when you say double hauling, so what's occurring in my mind, so I'm clear, is that they're doing a project on the Mason side, they're bringing it here, dumping it, and then on off days, they're bringing it the rest of the way up to the,
Correct.
okay.
I'll talk with him
It
about
just, to
that.
me, it's cost ineffective.
Right, you just keep driving to the highway, just keep driving and dump it up there, so you don't have to
Correct.
touch it again.
Yeah,
Yep.
anything you handle twice, you've doubled your cost.
You double your cost, yeah.
So why would you? That's it, that's all I have.
That's all?
Yeah, for now, I mean, the list is long, but I don't wanna take the whole night, so.
Did you have a discussion with Peter in regards to the roof? I know we had talked about it within the CIP. To get clarification on what the roof and building 3 actually needed.
No,
If
we
it need-
talked about it, and Jay was saying that he thought that, having been a previous roofer, that roof has lived out its useful life.
I was a roofer, I'm not any longer,
Right,
but
right.
that's my opinion of it, that roof
Okay.
is. I mean, you're probably even gonna be replacing roof deck down there.
Yep.
If you wanna get somebody else's opinion, feel free, I will not be
Yeah.
insulted.
No, I thought that somebody was gonna talk to Peter to see what his thoughts were. I know that he had put it within the CIP, and I know that it's been patched a few times. So, I
And
mean, if
hopefully
it's
it will
causing
be
damage
continued
within
to
there,
be patched until we
can set aside the
fund
funding for,
fix it. Yeah, there's
to
no
fix
need
it.
for any roof to leak.
right. Now, does that cause damage within the green center?
I haven't gone in there to find out if it has. I know that when Peter had mentioned about that leaking,
It was.
make sure it's fixed,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Did you Heritage Commission meet after, or any thoughts
I
after
haven't.
last week's meeting?
I haven't heard anything from them, no, I relayed the message that the key was available, and then I haven't heard back.
So are we putting the sill on them, or
No,
we have
we had
Peter's-
down at last week's meeting, we were checking with Peter about an RFP for sill replacement at the Old Town Hall. Check to see if there was a plan of the work ever done. Would Ed Rogers have any info? Cause I think he was involved.
Ed was
with the
very much involved, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Town Hall committee.
He's an asset, that guy.
And Peter, we don't have anything from Peter as of yet? in
Well,
regards to-
Peter was out part of last week.
Oh, that's,
so-
oh, okay. That's all I got.
Anything else? Can you give us a rationale of what we need to go into non-public over?
It's to do with agreed upon tax agreement, paying of taxes.
Okay.
I guess we can discuss it in non-public.
Um,
Personnel.
well, it's not,
No, my thing,
Oh,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
a question that I noticed on a time sheet.
oh, okay.
Well, it's not really, but we had, the board had agreed to allow the deputy town clerk to stay on board with the understanding that she had to pick up the remainder hours to include total of 19 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing that on timesheets yet, that she's been working 19 hours a week, the last few weeks.
Well, if her department head isn't requiring it, I don't see why we would. Let her manage the department.
But that was the whole argument to retain her, was that she had to pick up those extra hours.
No, the discussion was that when the tax collector, town clerk, needed the extra hours to be picked up, that they would. You know, unless she's telling us that this isn't happening, then I don't think it's something that we need to address, unless you're hearing otherwise.
Maybe I took the conversation a different way.
I don't wanna
Was
say
is
you
that
have
we-
to
that
work 19 hours.
Jessica went to her that, and, you know, the board discussed that in order for you to stay, that you would have to pick up the remainder hours to include up to 19 hours a week, that she had to work
Up
19
to
hours.
19 hours a week, yeah,
That she had
that's,
to work 19 hours a week.
the conversation was, if she were to be retained in the position, and she was needed, she'd need to be available for the 19 hours a week, you're correct, up to the 19 hours a week. So if Jessica needs her for 15 or 19, she needs to be available for the 15 or 19. That's what I understood.
Yeah. I don't wanna spend money if we don't need to.
Yeah,
That's fine,
Jessica,
Yeah.
that's fine, she just came in here during budget season and argued that she needed the hours and she's not using them, so maybe we'll take that up at budget season then.
Yeah.
well, yeah, she just came in the last 3 weeks and said that.
That she needed it, and
Yes,
that she's
correct.
not using it, so. She hasn't used it. Where are we in regards to, have we moved anywhere with, monies for cleaning out the back room?
They're starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Make a motion to go into non-public section under 91A3, Roman numeral 2C.